Welcome to my Central Atolls trip on EcoBlue. We're on day 6, day 5 of the diving, and today I'm doing the full 3 dives. You know, I've been taking it easy the last couple of days, and we start off with Wahoo Can-Do. Yes, this boat does that site twice. You know I don't like doing sites twice, but I do make exceptions. Can-Do Matilla being one, you all know about that, who's been following my Maldives videos, and Wahoo Can-Do is the other. Probably the best dive in Wahoo, because you can do it on an outgoing current and an incoming current and still see heaps of sharks. So we did it on an outgoing current. As you can see, the viz wasn't brilliant. Some nice reef fish on the way out, beautiful lobster at the end, and then both my GoPros packed up. If you want to hear more about that, just have a look at my GoPro Ultimate Rig Setup video. You'll see it in recommended videos at the end of this. Yeah, they both decided to fail, and I didn't take the power lens with me. Anyway, the highlight of this dive was the huge amount of sharks. Even though the viz was bad, they came in close and they were big grey reefs. Wow. I didn't expect that, but I was there to enjoy it.
We are gonna go again to Wahoo Can-Do because this dive site works on both currents, in and outgoing current, and it seems like we still have an outgoing current from west to east. So the reefs, both side reefs of this channel, it starts in a depth of around 1 meter at the top reef. Average depth of the reef edge goes down to a depth of around 5 meters, and it goes more like a straight wall, while at the channel corner gently slopes down to a depth of around 25 on both sides, while the center of the channel mouth goes down to a depth of around 30 meters, and then towards the east again it goes more like a straight wall. While you drift inside, again you find this horseshoe area or the ledge that is in a depth of around 25 meters, and then once you move a little bit inside this bay, it drops down to a depth of around 30 meters where it hits the ground, and you find a sandy slope going deeper towards the inside the atoll, deeper into more than 30 meters. And again, on the north side reef, you find a sandy valley which can shallow up to a depth of around 10 to 15 meters on like 150 meters inside the channel as well. We will drop you guys towards the inside part of the channel once we are down to a depth of around 25 meters. We will follow this ledge, taking shelter from the outgoing current, so we will be moving towards the center or to the south from here until we see the shark life. Once we see them, we will use our reef hooks and then wait there until our NDL time reach up to 5 minutes, and then we will let go from here and try to go to the nearest reef to finish our dive.
Dive number 2, probably my most favourite site in South Mali, Candu Matilla. I mean, the dive guides on EcoBlue really plan the diving. Sorry about that, someone's just starting up their engines while I'm doing this video. That's what happens when you're in a marina, right? Candu Matilla, eagle rays all the time, huge turtle, the usual big fish that you get on that site, but the shark, I call it a shark circus. When there's no current on Candu Matilla, the sharks have another cleaning station, not known by everyone, deeper. It's down towards 30 meters, and boy do they come in. Lots of juveniles around, but just look at the footage and just see how good that site is when you know how to dive it. You know, just amazing, the EcoBlue dive guides.
And we are going to do a famous dive site in South Mali, which is also a marine protected area. A pinnacle inside a channel, Candu Matilla. And we are going to dive on the north side channel of Candu Matilla, where we have Candu Matilla. And the outer reef of this channel starts in a depth of around 1 meter, but on the north, average depth of the reef edge goes down to a depth of around 5 meters and then drops down to a depth of around 25 meters at the corner. But this channel drop-off is deeper than 30 meters. The more we come towards the south, it drops down to like 40 meters at the drop-off. But this pinnacle area, which is more or less around 120 meters from west to east, and looks more like an arrowhead from the top, which is very narrow at western end, while the more we come to the east, it just spreads out. And the shallowest part is around 14 meters towards west, and again it drops down to a depth of around 18 meters on the top reef to the eastern side. And mostly you find hard coral life on the top reef, while we have overhangs and crevices, especially on the north side of the pinnacle, and some coral heads apart from the main pinnacle, which starts in a depth of around 25 meters. On the blocks that starts on the west side, and some drop down to a depth of around 28 to 30 meters. And you find mostly soft coral life and good fish life close by these blocks, as well as taking shelter from the current underneath the overhangs on the north side of the pinnacle. But once you get to the lee side or towards the eastern side, the back, it gently stops down again to a depth of around 25 meters, where it hits the ground, and then it goes out to more than deeper than 30 meters, step by step, like ledges. And then from there it drops all the way to the drop off of the channel. At the beginning of the dive, you'll go all the way down to a depth of around 25 meters, and then you will see some bubbles coming shallower towards the pinnacle. And before you get to the pinnacle, there will be small blocks coming up in front from the western side, where we will have a look on the upcoming current side. This is where the grey reef sharks and schools of eagle rays hang around, and some jacks as well, schooling jacks, stay at the jack's corner, which is usually on the south of the pinnacle. But here the current hits in the tip of the pinnacle and splits up. So make sure that you do not end up on the south side of the pinnacle, because it will be really hard to go all the way back to the north side swimming against the current, even though if we have a slight to medium current. Okay, so we will try to wait here for a bit, have a look on the upcoming current side, but still we have got a lot to explore on this place. So after spending some time, depending on the shark life and fish life, we will start drifting off, keeping our hands on right hand shoulder on the pinnacle, and along the drift have a look at the edge of the pinnacle, but try to stay below 18 meters. If if you happen to go above 18 meters, easily the current will push you towards the top reef. Okay? And once you get to the top, the current gets more than when you are staying below the ledge, taking shelter from these blocks on the north side. And once you get to the center of the pinnacle, more or less, you find a ledge going deeper towards the north side. And this is also a way that we find schooling gray reef sharks and white-tipped reef sharks. But this place is deeper than 30 meters, around 34 meters deep. So we won't be going that deep, but depending on the current, if it is manageable, we will try to move in mid-water to have a brief look at this place. And if it is good, we will wait. After having a look also, we will try to come to the lee side of the pinnacle and shallow our dive from the back. While we are shallowing from the back, again you have chances to see some green sea turtles and schooling fishes like sweet lips, barracudas hanging around in the lee side of the pinnacle, taking shelter from the current. And we will shallow our dive, but on this one, the shallowest you could go is around 18 meters, even though you can get 14 meters towards the west side. Because the more we go up from the lee side, the more current you face coming from the west. So if it is too much to go up towards the top, we will just do a zigzag at the back and leave to come up to do the safety stop in mid-water.
Third dive of the day was good old fish tank. The Marmite dive, I call it. You either love it or you hate it. Last time I dived it, I was lucky. I didn't bother with the circus of divers and their bottle of chum. Me and one of the dive guides who I've known for a while, TT, we went off and dived the jetty and we got beautiful stingray action and lots of morays. This time, the weather was blowing a hoolie, but we still dived it. And we decided just to do the reef. It was earlier than usual, but we dived it and we decided just to go along the reef. And I enjoyed that. We didn't see any stingrays, but we had lots of bannerfish, that sort of stuff. Loads and loads of morays, as you see. And, you know, it was nice to do that dive that way. The viz wasn't particularly great, but it was good having a ferret around, seeing what was around. I think some people saw a couple of stingrays come in. Sometimes you get Napoleon. I didn't see one this time. Yeah, so what a nice way to do fish tank. Nice and relaxed. It wasn't relaxed on the surface when we got up, as you can see from the footage of the boat. But anyway, again, the dive guides, 10 out of 10.
As our last dive of the day, we're gonna do fish tank. Fish tank, this is a fish factory. Actually, this island is called Kando Village. Due to the dump of the fish waste from this island. Nearby this reef there is a huge amount of stingrays and different kind of morays gathered around towards the end of the day. So today is our last dive. We're gonna try the house reef or fish tank nearby the harbor area. The reef starts, the top reef will be around at 2 or 3 meters, and on the edge it will go down to 5 meters, and nearby where we will dive it will be more like a slope which goes down around 25 to 30 meters, and on the east and the west side it will be more like a steam wall going down all the way 30 meters, and mostly it will be sand and rubbles on the bottom. Okay, so how we're gonna dive here is depending on the current. This is a channel, so if we are getting an incoming current which comes from the east to west, then we will jump somewhere close by the reef and go down to around 25 meters and spend some time over there just to see what's there, because towards the end of the day we have chances for tiger sharks and red hammerheads, fingers crossed. So for a chance we will be spending some time around 20 meters, and after spending around 15 to 20 minutes there we can shallow up slowly up here nearby the reef close to the harbor. So while we are shallowing up, please keep in mind stay closer to the bottom because there will be boats moving above you guys. So please do not come above 5 meters without deploying your balloon. For this dive you can do your safety stop just close by the reef after deploying the SNB and surface up from there, and then you can swim 20 or 30 meters away from the reef so the boat can pick you guys up from there. Okay?
Luca's just qualified as a diver, and there's a tradition.
They also love.
He's kissing the fish.
Okay, then the real part. So look at
The initiation.
okay? That's not except from you.
Violence on EcoBlue. But he's smiling. Well done, Luca.
One last bit. So, yes, I'm really not good in speeches, but yeah, I had a great week. The last 7 days. I haven't thought that diving would be so cool, especially with such great guys. I came here alone, but I think I found some new friends, and I hope we'll stay in contact all together. Thank you.
Okay.